Run Rabbit Run stars Sarah Snook as a mother, who's also named Sarah, whose relationship with her daughter, Mia, starts to take a turn for the worst. Shortly after her 7th birthday party, Mia claims that she is Sarah's long-dead sister, Alice, who Sarah has never mentioned to Mia. The story unfolds around one central question: what happened to Alice? But by the end of this psychological thriller, we are left wondering, what will happen to Mia? At its core, Run Rabbit Run is a movie about spiritual rebirth. Despite being a fertility doctor, Sarah is unable to accept that her long-dead sister Alice has been rebirthed in her daughter, Mia. On the night of her birthday, Mia finds a rabbit that she immediately connects with and says,
"She was sitting here waiting for me."
Rabbits in classical art symbolize fertility and resurrection, and so on one level, the rabbit represents the revival of Alice into Mia. Even if you ignore the supernatural elements at play here, Alice and Mia share some striking similarities that in turn haunt Sarah. Mia and Alice look alike, they talk alike. Mia is now the same age that Alice was when she died. All these physical reminders of Alice trigger Sarah's long suppressed memories, adding new life to her crushing guilt. Sarah is forced to face the issues that she has been ignoring for the last 30 years. Her guilt becomes salient in the form of the ghost of Alice. Throughout the film, we see Sarah repeatedly choose to lock away and ignore her problems rather than dealing with them. Instead of telling her mother the truth about Alice, she lies. Instead of seeking professional help for her daughter in the form of therapy, she ignores the wishes of the school and her ex-husband. Instead of listening and communicating with her daughter about her past, Sarah is unable to believe Mia and affirm her feelings by taking her to meet Joan. Instead of acknowledging the clear and uncanny manifestation of Alice's memories in her daughter, Sarah refuses to believe that something is wrong. Sarah keeps all her deceased father's possessions stored in boxes in the garage to avoid the pain of dealing with the passing of a loved one. Sarah refuses to get medical attention for her infected rabbit bite. This part was seriously gross. I mean, she's a doctor. She should at least have Neosporin for that. But she ignores it. The rabbit bite, of course, can also be read as the physical embodiment of Sarah's deteriorating mental state, which she, of course, also chooses to ignore. Just as Sarah locked Alice up all those years ago, she continues to lock up her problems now, refusing to take responsibility for the challenges that she must face. Locking away her problems compounds the guilt that Sarah feels. The supernatural events of the film, as well as many other horror films for that matter, can be understood as manifestations of Sarah's neglected mental well-being. As Sarah spirals down the rabbit hole of her guilt, she starts to unintentionally hurt Mia due to hallucinations of her daughter being in danger. Unintentional or not, Sarah's repeated neglect to remedy the situation that is causing her daughter harm is child abuse. The film here is making a statement that being a parent is a huge responsibility. Parenthood requires one to be accountable not just for the child's well-being, but also for one's own. Physically, yes, but also mentally and emotionally. A parent with psychological problems like Sarah is just as dangerous to a child as one who is intentionally malicious towards that child. Sarah must deal with her own trauma before she inevitably passes her baggage down to Mia in the form of generational trauma. As the film builds to a climax, Sarah's guilt catches up to her, resulting in a complete mental breakdown. Mia goes missing, and Sarah is forced back to reality in order to deal with her problems. After finding Mia safe and sound in a bush, Sarah is more confidently able to address her situation. She tells her mom the truth. She is now able to speak to her daughter with openness and honesty. She symbolically accepts the resurrection of her sister by letting the rabbit roam around the house. Finally, she admits that she is the one who killed Alice. But the story doesn't end there. The vengeful ghost of Alice remains, and although Sarah has begun to accept her wrongdoing, Alice hasn't forgiven her. The final scene depicts Sarah waking up with Mia missing from the bed. She rushes to the window to look out to the front yard. She sees Mia walking hand in hand with the ghost of Alice. Mia glimpses back for only a second, and we see Sarah screaming for her doomed daughter as they walk to the very ledge that Sarah pushed Alice down 30 years ago. The final scene can be interpreted in one of two ways. In a supernatural sense, Alice is claiming Mia's soul, leading her to imminent death towards the cliff. Alice wants revenge on her older sister for how she treated her all those years ago. On a more literal note, however, the mental and physical harm done to Mia has already taken hold of her. Mia will have permanent problems dealing with the lies and secrets her mother has kept from her all her life. Problems that she herself may bottle up and haunt her. The generational trauma will resurface in Mia as it did with her mother, and the cycle will continue because the damage has been done.